Hey, this is Jake Xavier Sports, and I'm back at it. I know we just wrapped up our mandatory mini camp and then the OTAs as well before that. So, not really a lot going on. We're not allowed to practice in full pads or anything like that, but we are able to, gain chemistry with the team. But a big storyline was Jalen Ramsey not being present for the OTAs, but he was present for the mandatory mini camp, so that's a good thing. I don't think that was a big deal. I don't think it was a bad thing that he didn't show up. I know most people thought it was a bad thing, but it's only a big deal because he's Jalen Ramsey. He's a star. And, you usually want your best players out there with the team. But his first 2 years, he hadn't shown anything other than greatness. He's been the best cornerback in the league. Ever since he stepped on the field, or at least one of the best. So I don't really question his work ethic or whether he's going to take a step back or not. He's still, to me, one of the cornerstone pieces of our franchise, and I'm not really worried about him. So Blake Bortles and Austin Seferian-Jenkins, you've been hearing good things about them two as far as their chemistry goes. Now, like I've said on this channel for a while, and most Jaguar fans know this already, that our tight end position is not really where it should be, or hasn't been any good, for a long time. And we tried to experiment with Julius Thomas, and that didn't work out. We signed a couple guys last year, and we drafted a couple guys, Ben Koyak, and I know we signed Clay Harbor 1 year, and then obviously Mercedes Lewis. He's no longer with the team, and he was never really a threat like that as far as offensively. He had his years here and there, or his certain games that he would do good, but for the most part, you can't really count on him every Sunday to produce, on the offensive side of the ball. So it was good to hear that Austin Seferian-Jenkins was playing well, and that's that one piece on offense that we really been lacking for the past couple of years. So if he can play anything up to the level that we want him to, as far as him being a solid playmaker, receiving the ball, and can at least give us 50 to 70 yards a game, just off of receiving, and then still be able to block, well for Leonard Fournette. That'd be a good signing right there. So I feel like Austin Seferian-Jenkins, if he's able to, just like I said, play up to his potential, that'll be a steal as far as that signing goes. Because I'm pretty sure when we signed him, not a lot of Jaguar fans and not a lot of people were really singing high praises of that signing. I know a lot of people were happy we got a tight end, but I don't think a lot of people knew really too much about Austin Seferian-Jenkins. I know some of the hardcore NFL fans probably do, but he was never really been injured, or he's never really been healthy. He's always been injured throughout his career. So hopefully he stays healthy. Same goes with Dante Moncrief. Hopefully these guys stay healthy, and these guys that we're taking our these chances on, hopefully they pan out, because in 2018, it seems like our offense is going to be, in big question. The offensive side of the ball is going to be key to our success next year. Last year, our defense was, the key to our success. And, that doesn't mean, I don't think our defense is going to be even that much better next year, because it is. I think, but the two biggest storylines going into next year is, how much better can the defense be? And then can this offense, score conventionally, because last year we saw a lot of games where it was a lot of unconventional ways we got the ball in the end zone, or how we moved the ball down the field, with like fake punts and little end arounds, and sometimes Bortles had to lead the team in rushing, like in the playoff game. And I will agree, Bortles never, he wasn't really turning the ball over as much this year, but if you look at his stats from this year to 2 years ago, they're very similar. He had 21 touchdowns and 13 interceptions last year, and 2 years ago he had 23 touchdowns, 16 interceptions. So his production is always going to look the same. The reason why we won games last year was, one, because we had talent around him. That's number one, and that's a big reason why he had success. Because no quarterback, even Tom Brady, no quarterback can do it by themselves. This notion that we're losing games because Bortles was a turnover machine, that was right to a certain degree, but it's going to take more than just Bortles for us to win games. So, but I do feel like he is a big part of that. And last year he proved that, even though we had our unconventional ways about our offense, he proved last year that he can step up in some big games and make the big throws and, you know, look downfield for open receivers. You know, that's one thing he's gotten better at. This year, you know, the sky's the limit. I feel like this year, if Bortles, you know, plays well, does well, you know, we're going to sign him to a big contract and, you know, hoorah, you know, all things are good in Jacksonville. But if he doesn't play well, you know, it's going to be questions, just like it was this offseason, about whether or not he's going to be the quarterback, whether or not we should trade him, go after another quarterback. So it's going to be a lot of pressure on Bortles in this offense to get it going. But it's good that you hear in the OTAs that Austin Seferian-Jenkins and Bortles are having good chemistry, because, you know, Bortles is losing. He's already lost Allen Robinson last year for the season, and then this year he went to a different team. And then Allen Hurns, you know, probably one of our most consistent receivers over the years, is, you know, he's gone to Dallas. And it's just like I said, Mercedes Lewis, you know, you got guys like DJ Shark coming in. You got to acclimate himself to the offense. And then, like I said, Austin Seferian-Jenkins. And then, you know, like I said, we got a bunch of guys that are somewhat, you know, unproven. So hopefully during this training camp period coming up in about a month, I believe the first day of training camp is July 26th. But I believe the first-year players and rookies are able to report July 18th, and then they'll start sprinkling some of the veterans and quarterbacks throughout the week, and then July 26th is actually the first day of the training camp. But until that point, you know, we're not going to really know what we have in these players till you put the pads on. But that's one thing I'm really excited about, is can these guys gel together as an offense? Last year, we was ranked number 6 in scoring last year, so we have the ability to score and put up points, but like I said, it was very unconventional. We need to find a consistent, conventional way to get our offense in the end zone, you know, at a consistent rate. So our defense isn't always, you know, seems like they're always on the field trying to, you know, help the offense. Last year we were able to blow teams out because, you know, in those games our offense was able to move the ball down the field. I feel like Bortles needs to take a big step next year if he wants to secure his, you know, long-term position in Jacksonville. And then I feel like if he's to step up and play like he did last year and even be more aggressive, we'll probably even win more games. We're probably going to win 12 to 14 games. Our defense finished second in the league last year, only to Minnesota. But I think organically, when you look at the team in the NFL, I think most people could agree that Jacksonville was the best defense last year. So if we can continue to build on that and even break more records and even get more sacks and more interceptions and more touchdowns on defense, then I think our defense is just going to... This is going to skyrocket to heights that we probably never even imagined. So, yes, it sucks to lose Aaron Colvin, but, you know, I have heard some good things about DJ Hayden. I wasn't really too high on that signing, but, you know, hopefully everything works out there. And then, you know, Taven Bryan, Ronnie Harrison, we're adding just complete studs on defense. So I can't wait. And Paul Posluszny retiring, I know some people thought of that as a bad thing, but I actually think it's a good thing, you know. With him retiring, we add more speed on the field. Blair Brown, I really like his attitude and his aggression. And then you get Miles Jack on the field more, so that's never a bad thing. So I feel like everything's starting to come together for us as a defense. It's definitely the two biggest things I'm looking forward to this upcoming season is how much better our defense will be this year than it was last year, being ranked number 2nd in the NFL. And then can our offense, you know, consistently score points without being unconventional? So those are the two biggest things I'm looking for in this upcoming season. Definitely comment below. Subscribe if this is your first time watching, or if you watch my videos and just never subscribe. I really do appreciate it. And like I said, go Jags. Can't wait for this upcoming season. I will post more videos as training camp gets near, all right? Hope you guys having a good summer, and hope you guys are looking forward to the season as much as I am. Go Jags.